Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga for Beginners channel. I'm Svetlana. Today's class is dedicated to deep hip openers. Yes, if we are just beginners, we still can do deep hip openers, we just need to modify them. And also we need to consider anatomy of hip joints. Hip joints are used for different activities, including simple walking. So our hip joints should be strong, flexible, and mobile at the same time. A hip joint, it's a socket and a ball joint. And around the hip joint, muscles, a joint capsule, and connective tissue. Variations of hip joint anatomy is numerous. There are, for example, a few of them. Femoral neck angle. The length of your femoral neck. A longer femoral neck allows great moves. Position of your hip socket. It can be turned more forward or to the side. If it's turned more forward, it limits your range of motion in your hip joint. Also, depth of your hip socket. For example, if your socket is really deep and the femoral head sits really deep inside, again, your range of motion in your hip joint will be limited as well. Now we understand that anatomy of our hip joint is different for all of us. When we do hip openers, the major concern is not our hip joint. The major concern is our knee. Because femur connects our hip joint with our knee, and knee is a hinge joint, meaning our femur and shin bones that connect in our knee should be in one straight line. But if we, for example, do a very deep hip opener like pigeon pose, and our femur doesn't want to rotate enough in our hip socket, the torque moves to our knee and our knee shouldn't be twisted when we do any stretch. With that being said, we still can do deep hip openers even being a beginner. We just need to modify them so that we can have a greater control over our moves. So today's class about deep hip openers for beginners, and as usually we'll first warm up our body. If you already warm, you can just maybe go to the second part for hip openers. If not, we'll just start with our sun salutation A and B. Starting in our sun salutation A, of course, first mountain pose. Finding your feet hip distance apart. Rotate your thigh bone in, hug your shins to the midline. Lift your toes and spread your toes down to the floor. Keep your arches lifted. Engage your core. Broaden your chest. Keep space between your shoulder blades. With your next inhale, move your arms up. With your next exhale, folding forward, hinging from our hips. Keep pressing your heels down. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Step back to your hands and knees position. Press your hands to the floor. Open your chest. Hollow your armpits. Find space between your shoulder blades. Strong core. And slowly move down to the floor. Inhale and halfway to your cobra. Exhale and move higher. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes under. Open your chest. Broaden the space between your shoulder blades. Strong core. Downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. If your calves are not warm enough, just pedal your feet to stretch your calves deeper. Keep broadening space between your shoulders base of your neck relaxed, strong core. Look forward and step your right leg forward. First, you can release your knees to the floor and step your right leg forward. Double up your mat if needed and make sure pressure, your weight comes in front of your knee on your back leg, not to your kneecap. Squeeze your legs to the midline and then find your hands maybe on your knee. You can stay low, just supporting yourself on the floor. Tuck your tailbone down. Maybe you can move your arms up. We have 5 deep breaths. Keep engaging inner side of your legs, your thighs, with your knee aligned with your second toe. With your next exhale, release your hands to the floor. Hands in knees position. And now step your left leg forward between your hands. Tuck your back toes under. Double up your mat. Find proper position for your back knee so that your weight comes in front of your knee, not to your kneecap. Hug your legs to the midline. Stay low, or you can place your hands to your knee. Engage your core. Tailbone points down. Maybe arms up. 5 deep breaths. Shoulders relaxed. Make sure your core strongly engaged. With your next exhale, release your hands to the floor. Stay in your hands and knees position. Maybe move to child pose or downward facing dog. Anything you choose for yourself. At the beginning of the class, 5 deep breaths. Release your knees to the floor. Find your way forward between your hands. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Press your heels strongly to the floor. Feel your hamstrings engaged. And slowly, using your core, move yourself up. And release your arms by your side. 5 deep breaths. With your next inhale, move your arms up. With your next exhale, folding forward, press your heels to the floor. Hands to your thighs or to your shins or to the floor. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Place your hands to the floor and step back to your hands and knees position. Strongly connect all corners of your hands to the floor. Claw your fingertips to the floor. Open your chest. Engage your belly. Elbows above your wrists, moving towards the floor. Press tops of your feet to the floor. With next inhale, move halfway to your cobra. With exhale, higher. Core strong. Exhale, release. And then tuck your toes under. Move into your hands and knees position. You can stay here or downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. So you always can modify your class. You can have your downward facing dog, hands and knees position, or maybe child pose. Anything that works for you today. 2 more breaths. Look forward, release your knees to the floor, step your right leg forward, and we'll do lizard position. So move your right foot to the side edge of your mat. Move your right arm inside. Hug your right knee to your right upper arm and lift your back knee up. Make sure you're not swaying your right knee to the side. It's strongly hugged to your upper arm. 5 deep breaths. You can stay on your hands, you can stay on your fingertips, or even you can use your blocks to support your body. Slowly release your back knee to the floor and we'll change our legs. Now step your left leg forward. Move your left foot to the side, to the left edge of your mat. Bring your left palm inside and then hugging your left knee to your left upper arm. Lift your back knee, lengthen spine. 5 deep breaths. Slowly release your back knee to the floor. Step to your hands and knees position. Adjust position of your hands. Open your chest. Again, 3 variations. Child pose, hands and knees position, or downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Look forward, release your knees to the floor. Step your right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale and halfway lift, heels press to the floor. Exhale to fold. Press your heels down, sit bones up, rise, and release your arms to the side. 5 deep breaths. Inhale and moving arms up. Exhale, folding. Engaging your hamstrings, muscles at the back. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands to the floor. Step back to your hands and knees position. Elbows above your wrists. Come down. Inhale into cobra. Exhale and maybe moving a little bit higher. Exhale to fold. Tuck your toes under and move back to your downward facing dog. You can always choose downward facing dog, child pose, or hands and knees position. 2 more breaths. Release your knees to the floor. Look forward. Step between your hands. Find your own way how to step. Maybe assist with your hand. Place your back foot 45-degree angle. Heel to arch alignment. Slowly rising. Maybe find your hands first on your hips. Hug your legs toward one another so that you feel energy inside of your leg. Knee right above your ankle and points to your second toe. Moving your arms up. 5 deep breaths. With your next exhale, release your hands to the floor. Step back to your hands and knees position. Now step your left leg forward. Plant your back foot to the floor. Hands on your hips. Center your legs as if they want to touch. Tuck your tailbone down. Shoulders relaxed. And arms moving up. 5 deep breaths. Just a reminder, when we are squaring our hips forward, we are not simply pushing our hips with using our legs. We're just hugging inner side of our legs toward one another, the same as we do in mountain pose. That's how we move our hips. With your next exhale, release your hands to the floor. Hands in knees position, child pose or downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Knees to the floor, look forward, step forward toward your hands. Inhale and halfway lift. Press your heels down, strong core, rising up, and exhale, release. 5 deep breaths. Sun salutation B. Engage your legs. Engage your core. Open your chest, relax your shoulders, relax the base of your neck. Strong core, inhale into your squat position. Check position of your knee. You should see your feet. So we're moving our hips back into a squat, not knee forward. 5 deep breaths. Shoulders relax, strong core. Inhale into rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale and halfway lift. Press your heels down. Hips stay on top of your ankles. And step back to your hands and knees position. Broaden your chest. Strong connection through your hands. Inhale. And slowly move forward. Elbows above your wrists. Inhale into cobra, exhale in deeper into your cobra, exhale down. Tuck your toes under and move back to your hands and knees or downward facing dog, even child pose. 5 deep breaths. Slowly release your knees to the floor. Step your left leg forward. Plant your back foot and just rise. We'll do Goddess Warrior. Your feet turn slightly more than 45-degree angle. And they're, of course, wider than your hips. Hands on your hips. Engage muscles above your knee inside of your thighs to realign your knees with your second toe and slowly find your way down. 5 deep breaths. Keep breathing. And slowly rise. And then release your hands to the floor. Step back to your hands and knees position. And then downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. You can always stay hands and knees and child pose. Release your knees to the floor. Step your right leg forward. Keep it parallel to side edges of your mat. Release your back foot to the floor, keeping it perpendicular to the back edge of your mat and straight line between your front heel and back arch. Find your hands on your hips. Keep aligning your knee with your second toe, using muscles that inside of your thigh and above your knee. Open your arms shoulder level. Turn your palms down. 5 deep breaths. Keep your front knee right above your ankle. Your hip joints the same height from the floor. Shoulders relaxed. 2 more breaths. With your next exhale, release your hands to the floor. Step back, and now your left leg forward toward your hands. Your front foot parallel to the side edges of your mat. Back foot parallel to the back edge of your mat. Keeping your knee aligned with your second toe and above your ankle. 5 deep breaths. Shoulders relaxed. Base of your neck relaxed. Strong core. And slowly release your hands to the floor. Stand back to your child pose, hands and knees position, or downward facing dog. Again, choose for yourself. Slowly moving forward or releasing knees to the floor if you're in your downward facing dog, and then step forward toward your hands. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Keep back of your legs engaged. And exhale, release. 5 deep breaths. And exhale, release, relax. Now we'll continue our sitting practice, and we'll do deep hip openers, 2 deep hip openers, modified inverted pigeon pose, and modified fire lock pose for this class today. So find your way to sit down on the floor. And on the floor, we'll continue warming up our hips. You can grab a block if it's easier for you to sit on a block, and we'll sit legs crossed. So cross your legs. Lengthen your spine, relax your shoulders. And we'll twist to the right. Inhale and engage your core. And then slowly walk your hands to the right. Make sure you turn first your tummy, not your chest. And then holding your right leg, lengthen up even more. Make sure your left hip strongly pressed to your block or to the floor. And breathe. 5 deep breaths. Keep lengthening. Inhale into untwist and change your side. Inhale, turn your tummy to your left, press your right hip down to the floor or to your block, and twist to your left. Keep pressing your right hip down, lengthen through your spine, and breathe 5 deep breaths. With your next inhale, untwist. And if you were sitting on the block, I would suggest to remove it. Sit with legs crossed on the floor. And we'll do gentle forward fold. Inhale and spider your fingers forward. Walking your fingers forward. Make sure you're lengthening through your spine. And move only to the point where you can keep your spine straight and your lower back long. 5 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Just feel your breath, and with your exhale, you can move deeper if you wish. But again, make sure your back is straight. You're not rounding your waistline. And slowly walk your hands back and relax your legs. Now, support yourself with your hands behind you, your fingers pointing forward, and place your feet apart, toes pointing forward. We'll just swing side to side, because when we open hips, we sometimes forget about balancing our hip openers with internal rotation of our hips. So do it 3 more times, each side. And last time. Now you can sit again. If sitting on the floor it's not the easiest for you, you can again grab a block or a pillow and sit on a block. Continuing with opening our hips, what we're gonna do, just bend your left leg so you just like sit stable. It's just not a pose, just like legs support you. Then you need to flex your left foot. When you flex your foot, make sure it's right angle between your foot and your shin. Hold your foot from inside, you hold your arch. Hold your left leg under your knee. And now we'll just stir our thigh bone inside of our hip socket. Imagine your thigh bone, your femur, is a spoon and you just stir it in your socket. And then change direction. Now back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. Now check position of your foot. It's strongly flexed. And start turning your shin toward your chest, as close to be parallel to your chest as possible. And now simply gently push your leg. So if it's your left leg, you push it to the right. So it's always opposite side. It comes back and you push it 1 more time. 3 more times. And once again. Relax your leg. Always helps to relax your legs if you shake. Now support yourself with your left leg on the floor. Flex your right foot. Hold your leg under your knee. Hold your foot like you hold your arch. Keep flexing your foot, pressing pinky side of your foot toward your knee all the time. And now move your thigh bone inside of your hip socket. And then move it forward, back, forward, back. Do it 2 more times. Now, before we turn our shin, make sure to check position of your foot. It's very important so that your knee doesn't get twisted. Keep flexing your foot. Turn your shin as close to be parallel to your chest as possible. And now push your leg to the side, right leg to your left. Keep flexing your foot. It's very important for safety and health of your knee. And relax. Relax your legs. Now we'll find our way to the floor to open our hips deeper. We'll do a variation of pigeon pose. First, I'll just show you what is pigeon pose about. I'm sure you've seen it many times. In pigeon pose, we hold our one leg in front, keeping shin parallel to the front edge of our mat, and the back leg is extended. For pigeon pose, there are some variations. You can stay on your elbows, you can come up for doing deeper back bend, or you can relax. Pigeon pose is quite a deep hip opener, and also we put our weight to open our hip deeper. If you're just beginning your practice, you may hurt your knee just pushing too much weight to your knee joint, because if our hip doesn't open enough, the torque comes to our knee and knee is not supposed to be twisted. So find your way to lie down on the floor. We'll do the same pigeon pose, but we'll do it on the floor, and we'll do it in several steps. First, finding your way on the floor, bend your left leg, lift your right leg up, flex your foot. So you create a right angle between your right foot and your shin. Now you can place your ankle above your knee. When you do it, make sure your left hip doesn't move up, doesn't pop up. Press both sides of your heel strongly to the floor and gently open your hip. Again, you can use your hand and press gently. And make sure your hips not moving, they are flat on the floor. Do it 3 more times. Check position of your hips. Make sure your foot strongly flexed. And now relax your legs. Shake them. Now bend your right leg, your right foot on the floor. Lift your left leg up. Flex your foot. Create a straight right angle between your foot and your shin. Now, keeping that flexion, place your ankle above your knee to your thigh. Check position of your hips, both sides of your hip on the floor. And now open your hip gently. When you push your leg forward, make sure your right hip, in this case, because we have left leg on top, doesn't pop up your hip. Keep opening 2 more times. And release. Relax your legs. And for next pose, you might need a strap or whatever you have handy. So keep it handy. Maybe we'll need to use it. So find your way again to lie down on the floor. Keeping your left foot on the floor and left knee bent, lift your right leg up, strongly flex your foot, keep pressing pinky side of your foot toward your knee, and now place your ankle on top of your thigh, right above your knee. You can stay here if you have already and feel stretch, or you can lift your left foot up. Thread your right arm between your legs as you thread a string to your needle. and then hold it with your opposite arm, with your opposite hand under your thigh. And maybe that's the position for you. That's deep enough. Press your hip to the floor and stay here. Or you can start pressing your left knee toward your chest. Make sure you flex your foot and your knee, right knee, moves away from your chest. And if length of your arms is not enough for this pose, you can use your strap. So you do the same. You keep your foot flexed and you lift your left foot up. You thread your right arm. Hold your strap in your left hand. Thread your right arm between your legs and hold your strap and make it as long as you need so that you can hold your left leg. And then slowly pressing your left knee to your chest, right knee away from your chest. Make sure you're not shifting position of your hips. They're the same as you're still just simply lying down on the floor. Keep pressing your left knee toward your chest, right knee away, and hips down towards the floor. We have 5 more breaths. Keep breathing. Relax your shoulders. And with your next exhale, release. Relax your legs. And then we'll do opposite side. Again, if you need strap or anything to lengthen your arms, use it. Now bend your right knee, place your right foot in front of your hip on the floor. Lift your left leg up, flex your foot, and keep pressing pinky side toward your knee. Keep this flexion when you place your ankle on top of your thigh, right above your knee. And thread your left arm now between your legs. Clasp your hands under your thigh. Press your hips down. Push your left knee away from your chest and right knee toward your chest. Keep both feet flexed. And press your left knee away from your chest, right knee toward your chest. Now press your hips down and we'll stay 5 breaths. Release your legs, extend them, and then relax your legs. Now, one more time, bend your left knee, place your left foot in front of your left hip, lift your right leg up, flex your foot, pressing pinky side of your foot toward your knee. Now, bending your right leg and turning your foot toward you. Just hold your arch, hold with your right hand your thigh just above your knee, and keep turning your shin toward your chest so it's close to be parallel to your chest. If not, just no worries. And then keep flexing your foot when you press your right leg toward your chest, your right shin. If you feel that you can go even deeper, again, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a month, make sure you keep your knee safe when you do this pose. Then eventually we can extend our opposite leg. As you can see, it's the same pigeon pose, but we have much greater control over our hip opener and we don't put our weight toward our leg so that our knee in this position is much safer. 5 breaths. Again, keep your knee either bent or your leg straight and breathe. Keep watching also your hips. Your hips are flat on the floor. They're not shifting either left or right. They don't come up. They flat. One more breath. And release. Release your legs. Relax them. Now your right foot on the floor in front of your hip. Lift your left leg. Flex your foot. Bend your knee. Hold your leg under your knee. And you hold your arch. Keep flexing your foot. And now you can turn your shin toward your chest as close to be parallel as possible. And you can start moving your thigh bone toward your chest. Make sure you don't feel any uncomfortable sensation here in your knee. And you can stay here or you can straighten your leg, depends how you feel, like whether you want to go deeper or not. And also you need to consider that even both our hip joints not the same. For me, for example, left hip joint is much stiffer than right hip joint. So again, just watch your body. Make sure that your knee is safe when you do it. Again, you can extend your leg or you can keep it bent. We have 2 more breaths to stay here. And slowly release your legs and just relax them. And for next pose, keep your props. I have a couple of blocks to use. For next pose, we're gonna do a fire lock position. I'll show you first how this pose looks like, because this fire lock position, because we place our legs on top of each other the same manner we put fire locks on top of each other. So you keep your one leg, for me, like right now, it's left leg, left shin parallel to the edge of your mat. You flex your foot, and then flexing your opposite foot, you just place your ankle on top of your thigh, right above your knee. That's your fire lock position. It's quite a deep hip opener, so we'll modify it a little bit. You can sit on a block or on a pillow if you have a pillow to support your hips. We'll start with our right leg. Keep other prop, whatever you have, ready to use. So first you need to let's place left leg in front, and you need to make your shin parallel to the edge of your mat. You need to flex your foot. What touches the floor in this position? It's only very sharp edge of your left foot touches the floor. You're pressing pinky side toward your knee. And then we can place our right leg flexing foot. We can place it right ankle in front of our knee, not on top of our thigh, right in front of our knee. And if your knee requires support, just place a block here. Sit upright, engage your core, and we have 5 deep breaths. Keep breathing, shoulders relaxed. And relax. Now we'll do opposite leg. Now flex your right foot. Place very sharp edge of your right foot to the floor. Keep your shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. And now flexing your left foot. So strong flexion, right angle between your foot and your shin. And then you place, without releasing flexion, place your ankle in front of your knee. If you need support for your knee, just place a block or a pillow and we'll breathe for 5 deep breaths. Sit upright, keep lengthening your spine and relaxing your shoulders with every single exhale. And stay here 3 more breaths. With exhale, release your pose. Put your blocks aside. Place your legs in front of you and just simply swing your legs side to side. So your knees bent, you just move your legs side to side. Again, just balancing our hip opener, rotating our thighs internally. And now we need to rest, so we'll do a gentle twist and then we'll rest in corpse pose shavasana so that our body can relax, rest, and come back to our homeostasis. So find your way to lie down on the floor. Gentle twist. Keep your left leg in front of you. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot in front of your hip. Shift your hips to the right a couple of inches. And now twist to your left, holding your right leg with your left hand. You can open up your right arm to the side, palms facing to the ceiling, and you can even turn your head to the right. Gentle twist. Slowly untwist with your inhale, and then extend your right leg. Shift your hips to your left, and then drop your knee to your right. Support your knee with your right hand. Open up your left arm. Turn your head to the left. 5 deep breaths. And if you wonder why we shifting our hips, I explained it in one video. We need to keep all the joints, including even our shoulder joint, so an ankle, knee, hip joint, our waistline, and our shoulder joint in one straight line when we do our twist. Otherwise, we'll compress our lower back too much. And with your next inhale and twist, and extend your legs in front of you. If you need any props to support your legs, just grab props, pause video, and we'll rest in Shavasana. Your arms by your side or on your tummy or on your floating ribs. Find any position that's comfortable for your shoulders. Extend your legs. Close your eyes. And simply observe your body. Forehead, temples, cheeks, jaw, neck, right shoulder, left shoulder, right arm, left arm, rib cage, hips, right leg, left leg, right side of your body, left side of your body. Inhale, sigh out. Relax completely. 3 more minutes to stay. If you need longer rest, just stay in your corpse pose. We can start moving your fingers, toes, your feet, your hands. Maybe swing your head side to side and slowly find your own way to the right side of your body into fetal position. And then press yourself up to sit. We are done for today. Thank you very much for practicing with me. Keep practicing and keep your practice safe, watching your proper alignment and correct muscles engagement. Thank you. Bye. Till next time.